contract management is implemented properly. It has a competitive advantage. Possibility of managing vendors. A very good evening. I am Samya Gupta. Every Saturday, wherein various and innovations. Today we have a very Yatra, not guest of honor, is a business lawyer. He is an authoritative. He has worked with several companies, drafted and advise her clients. We are very thankful who is going to about the contracts and
Thank you, Yatra, for an present. Everyone for joining this, and I hope that this and let's begin this. I'm just that is it so importance of contracts. Already given my introduction as of me that I am a business lawyer and with contracts and in turn disputes about me. Begin it. Covering employment contract of an interest. This is a businessman from New Delhi, and that is why it is has a lot of learn from this whole session in the like you for diving into the story like you all that feel that important. I you do you really are important? Maybe interactive session. I just you will all have to, and I want to take from you as well.
I think that it initially, because if like entering a new venture, maybe to me, I think initially, gradually, it is important.
When do you now? Means what is where do you where will I must go contract? What is doing a got a co-founder could be the point.
Message in the chat box just mentioned like not
Correct. Repeated and this is the main point. Are having our safety in place. We ourselves safe, and we are also making these are the terms and conditions. It is that you are going to fulfill. Uh, Contract in place between the parties. It's great. Thank you so much. What consequences face? Maybe you get cheated, right? That is nice that you have. Now, let me just take this man through the story. All queries answered. This is a story and enthusiastic, sharp-minded person. He has a lot of and lot of in his business, and he got a business idea. He was already working and quickly started working. It fascinated him a lot. He had employees and promised salary and without any employment, all the employees were got hired employment contract. So in order to have a good much about it for the company, general life, right? And they really work. And luckily, and the company, my voice is uh,
Yes.
back,
Actually, ma'am, there is someone.
uh, and they got to back their investment in. Can you believe investing today and he whole investment in 3 really a good achievement. Hmm. All and they wanted to give more. They want to grow with, but as Mr. G's focus got money and less on satisfaction and their payoffs. As the employees any contract proof of their working during responsibilities and the notice period because it was not the contracts every verbal that you now do this for me in sense. This made things even worse because Mr. G without even getting and his salaries were not timely manner. Part of the story. One part because in this first part about employees, that what employees has uh, in place. So the story just to understand from you people from the story. Now moving further, second part grow, but in the absence of contract, many employees they left the company with Mr. G. Can you imagine? क्या होगा उसके बाद? अगर employees इस तरह से giving any notice पहले let them off, right? क्या हुआ? Employees start company छोड़ के चले गए because कि कोई भी एक दूसरे राइट मिस्टर जी का जो ऑन स्टेक क्या हुआ होगा आप एम्प्लॉय इस तरह से चला जाता है possible things. I'm going to share next few slides, but all the consequences could be there.
Employees are the whole company, because they are the ones who work for a company in order to grow the company well. If they are only a company which has reached a level, like after 3 months, what is all its return back, then obviously the company might have money down, because their employees are not there, there's nobody working for them. So so this might have happened.
Correct, correct, correct. Very nice. कंपनी कंपनी के एम्प्लॉइज ठीक है and they started let me just show you a moment. Is it visible? The calls from clients, the first thing that an employee could do, right?
I think this thing is bad.
Is it visible now?
Ma'am, it is visible that you are sharing, but
Mhm.
the thing is, I mean, we're not able to see it.
Is it now?
No.
Just- I'm sharing it again. Hmm. Is it visible now?
Yes, man, absolutely.
Okay, good. So they stopped picking up the calls from clients, and clients were complaining about not picking up the calls by the employees, and they were not getting any replies on emails and anything. Right now, it was creating a bad impression on clients and other employees as well. And I hope you guys can relate to the story that what's happening here, right?
Absolutely,
हमने
ma'am.
क्या हुआ था? On the first part, employees were facing challenge, right? Now on the other part, the employer is facing challenge, right? दोनों ही तरह से
Hmm.
there should be a contract.
Yes, ma'am.
And eventually Mr. G got to know that some of the employees made a group and replicate the same idea in the market with another name and kept the price way cheaper than Mr. G's company's price. The product was same, right? And the price was cheaper. And this was really a big hit, big setback for the company. This time there was no protection to the company for stealing the idea. When we create a contract, when we draft a contract, uh, we put some clauses that the employee cannot steal the idea, right? The employee cannot take the other employees for their company, for their own company, if they are going to open any company. So there are some clauses, and there was no protection for with any clause. And that was a big mistake done by Mr. G by not having a contract in place. And this hit the company's growth in really a bad way in terms of employee loss and revenue loss as well. And the company could see a huge decline in profits because other competitors started having their share of the market. क्योंकि सेम आइडिया है, इफ दे आर रेप्लिकेटिंग द सेम आइडिया इन द सेम मार्केट, तो क्या होगा, वट वुड हैपन कि कुछ लोग तो उनके पास भी जाएंगे, राइट? तो दे जो ओरिजिनल कंपनी है, सपोज मिस्टर जीज कंपनी, इट वाज नॉट गेटिंग दैट मच रेवेन्यू एंड प्रॉफिट. नाउ दिस वाज अ बिग हिट. Also, this is a major thing that you should surely consider this. Also, with that, some previous employees starting posting about them on the social platforms about the malpractice they have faced while working with the company. And also one more thing is that और चीजें क्या है उन्होंने, what all things they started doing, they starting posting with fake reviews, right? Or some fake stories, or because they wanted to malign the company, because they cheated them, no? The company cheated their employees, and in return the employees cheated the company. Getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
And seeing that this time Mr. G was helpless, as he did not have a contract in place to safeguard him and his company and its reputation from the employees. No non-compete, no non-solicit clause was there to protect. No indemnity clause was there to get the damages for the company and for the loss the company is going is has bore, right, borne. And no notice period was being served by the employees because nothing was there. It was all verbal. And this is a real story of a company in New Delhi. Any thoughts, guys? I just want to understand from you. Any thoughts up till now?
Hello, am I audible? Hello, hello, hello.
Yes.
So I have a doubt. So is it expensive to really set up those employment contracts and etc. Or any research into that? Into that?
Expensive, I can't say that it is really expensive, but uh, actually the thing is that expense, the definition of expense is different from everyone's point of view, right? It is not
Yeah.
expensive, that expensive actually, but it can safeguard you much in the long run, because in employee contract you will get the contract once, right? And you will use the same contract with that same kind of employee. Suppose you are going to hire a customer relationship manager, for example, so you have got one employee contract for all the CRMs, because everyone will be having all the same roles and responsibilities, duties, notice period, and everything, right? So it is not in terms of value, it is not at all expensive, I would say.
And won't the HR itself will be able to draft such documents?
Sorry, I could not, your voice is jarring.
Wouldn't the HR be able to draft the document? Is that possible?
If he knows some clauses and legalities, surely she can. But what challenges one can face, I'm just going to discuss in further few slides, that what mistakes a person can make if he choose to use templates from online, right, from Google. What challenges he could face, so I'm just going to share that as well. But fully legalized contract, if you, one more thing is that I'm just going to share in coming slides, that if you do know, if you have a contract and you have not, you have signed it but you have not registered it, that is also going to lose its credibility, or its you can say the safeguard will be loosened, right? So there should be fully registered and signed contract, you can say.
Got it. Got it.
Hmm. There could be some more things that might you face one, because there is a difference, clear difference between an HR and a lawyer. Getting my point? Uh, and
Got it.
one time thing, if we are going to make, so hiring a lawyer would be the best decision. I hope I am clear now.
Got it. Got it.
Thank
Yes.
you so much. Any other query up till now? Any question like why do we need a contract, or what consequences could be for not having a contract? What you can think? Any other thing you want to discuss or share? I, the platform is open for everyone right now. Do you have
Uh,
any queries in chat? No.
no, ma'am. I don't think so. Yes,
Uh,
ma'am.
Excuse me, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are. You are.
Yeah, this is Vishal from Delhi. So
Yes.
basically, I'm a business developer by profession, working as a freelancer.
Mm-hmm.
So what I usually face most of the time while discussing with the clients or any other new opportunity, कि हम एक प्लान पे स्टिक हो जाते हैं जब हम उसको प्रमोट करते हैं. तो व्हाट वी से कि हम आज के टाइम पे आप कोई भी न्यू बिजनेस या ट्रेंड लेके आओ, इट जस्ट गेट कॉपीड बाय योर कॉम्पिटिटर्स इन जस्ट लाइक फ्यू मिनट्स ओनली. आप कोई भी इंडस्ट्री में आप चले जाओ, लाइक आप एक मतलब कॉपी होगा ही होगा. तो इससे बचने के लिए मैम व्हाट थिंग्स वी कैन लीगली गो थ्रू फॉर दैट?
अगर अगर आप किसी से डिस्कस करने जा रहे हो अपना आइडिया, उस टाइम पे यू कैन यूज एनडीए, राइट, नॉन डिस्क्लोजर अग्रीमेंट, कि अगर आपने डिस्क्लोज किया तो उसमें कुछ क्लॉजेज होते हैं दैट वी पुट, कि अगर वो डिस्क्लोज हो गया आइडिया तो दैट पर्सन शुड बी इंडेमनिफाइड, राइट, उसके डैमेजेस जो हैं द अदर पार्टी विल हैव टू पे। दिस इज द वन थिंग दैट वी कैन सेफ गार्ड, राइट। द सेकेंड इज, अगर सिंपली आपने, आपका एक आइडिया है, आपने वैसे ही किसी के साथ शेयर कर दिया, या फिर आपने वैसे ही किसी को, किसी आइडिया को आपने यूज कर लिया, राइट, तो उसके लिए कोई सेफ गार्ड नहीं होता है। अगर आप डिस्क्लोज करने जा रहे हो किसी पार्टी से और आप पहले एनडीए साइन कराओगे, देन ओनली यू कैन सेफ गार्ड योर आइडिया। सपोज एग्जाम्पल के लिए, अभी कुछ दिन पहले ही हमारा डिस्कशन भी हो रहा था, लाइक उबर है, उबर टैक्सी, ठीक है, उबर का आइडिया मान लो ओला ने या फिर किसी और टैक्सी ने हायर कॉपी कर लिया, तो उबर के पास कोई ऐसा प्रोटेक्शन नहीं है, राइट। लेकिन उबर का जो आइडिया है, अगर वो पेटेंटेड है, डिजाइन उसके प्रोटेक्टेड है, एवरीथिंग इज कॉपीराइटेड, उनके लीगल प्रोटेक्शन है, तो जो भी कोई भी आइडिया है ना, तो वो 100% कभी कॉपी नहीं हो सकता, आपको चेंज तो उसमें करना ही पड़ेगा। फिर इसमें एक वेरिएशन जो मिनिमम है ना, वो वेरिएशन मिनिमम जो गवर्नमेंट ने सेट किया हुआ है, लॉ ने सेट किया हुआ है, दैट इज 15%। ये 15% का वेरिएशन तो आपके डिजाइन में होना ही चाहिए, कि 100% आपका आइडिया कोई कॉपी नहीं कर सकता। लेकिन उसके लिए आपको सारी चीज मतलब लीगली करानी पड़ेगी उसके लिए।
थैंक यू मैम।
Any other question, any other doubt regarding this? No?
Ma'am, I think we can do the question answer session at the last.
Okay, no worries,
Yes.
no worries.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
just sharing the screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Hmm. So we have already done this. Hmm. Yes. Now, what would you do if you have been in the place of Mr. G? आप क्या कर सकते हो? What would you do? कि क्या आप suppose your employees are leaving, you do not have any contract in place, कुछ भी नहीं है, and people are uh, uh, putting bad words about you on social media, on platforms, on your Google page. What would you do? आपके पास safeguard करने का क्या तरीका है?
Ma'am, I think he would have hired a lawyer.
अब लॉयर क्या करेगा इसमें?
Obviously, अब उसके पास तो कुछ proof है ही नहीं, because he's not having any sort of contract या कुछ भी.
लॉयर क्या करेगा
तो
फिर उसमें?
भाई उसका कुछ help कर भी नहीं सकता वैसे देखा
नहीं
जाए
कर
तो.
सकते, नहीं कर सकते एक्चुअली, ठीक है। तो इसमें मैक्सिमम अगर आप जाओगे भी तो उनको हरास करने के लिए कुछ, या वैसे ही जनरली कुछ करने के लिए वी कैन डू डेफेमेशन, और वो चीज़ें हो सकती हैं। अदरवाइज पहले कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होना बहुत ज़रूरी है, ठीक है, उसके बेसिस पे आप बहुत कुछ कर सकते हो, बट आपके पास कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नहीं है तो उसके बाद फिर लॉयर का हेल्प लेना भी ट्रिकी चीज़ हो जाती है ना। तो आपके पास बहुत ज़्यादा कुछ करने के लिए बचता नहीं है, ठीक है, क्योंकि ऑन पेपर ही कुछ नहीं है, तो कोर्ट भी क्या करेगा उसमें? कोर्ट तो आपको पता है, मतलब आप सबको ही पता होगा यूजुअली, इफ अ लॉयर, इफ यू आर अ लॉयर और नॉट, तो ये सबको पता रहती है बात की कोर्ट पेपर्स पे काम करती है, एवरीथिंग शुड बी रिटन, तो कोर्ट मानता है उस चीज़ को, अदरवाइज कोर्ट के पास वर्बल चीज़ों के लिए कोई गारंटी नहीं होता है ना। So next, what do you think about Mr. G being an enthusiastic, sharp-minded businessman? मतलब उसका क्या रिजल्ट रहा कि because he was very sharp, तो did the sharpness worked? Was it fruitful for him? Not really, right? Because he missed on a major part. Where did he lack?
The laws.
Yes. And was it a great idea not to have a contract in place? It was not a good idea, it was really a bad idea. And एक और पॉइंट क्या है, आई वॉज देयर इन द कंपनी, मैंने बहुत क्लोजली उनको ऑब्जर्व किया था कि व्हाट कुड बी द पॉसिबल रीजन फॉर नॉट हैविंग अ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एट दैट टाइम। क्या हो सकता है, आपको क्या लगता है कि व्हाई अ पर्सन वुड नॉट? एक तो इन्होंने द पर्सन हु वाज आस्किंग अबाउट प्राइस ऑफ द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट की, वाज इट अ प्राइजी थिंग? एक तो प्राइस का चैलेंज हो सकता है इनिशियली स्टार्टअप्स के पास, फर्स्ट थिंग फर्स्ट। एंड द सेकंड रीजन, व्हाट कुड बी द रीजन? Why you people would not go into the contract initially, apart from this financial thing?
Lack of awareness.
लैक ऑफ अवेयरनेस, वेरी गुड, वेरी वेरी गुड. लैक ऑफ अवेयरनेस, पता ही नहीं होता है कि वी आर नॉट अवेयर कि कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होना इतना जरूरी है और ये कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस हमारे पास फेस हो सकते हैं. वी
Exactly.
वी कुड फेस सो मच ऑफ कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस, इतना अवेयरनेस ही नहीं होती है स्टार्टिंग में. तो लैक ऑफ अवेयरनेस एंड जो मेरे एक्सपीरियंस से मैंने जाना है दैट वाज द प्राइजी थिंग, क्योंकि स्टार्टअप के पास उतना ज़्यादा मनी प्रॉब्लम तो रहता ही है, ऑब्वियसली क्रंच रहता है, बहुत सारे चैलेंजेस होते हैं उनके सामने. एंड द सेकंड इज लैक ऑफ अवेयरनेस, उन्हें अवेयरनेस ही नहीं होता है कि कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इज दैट इम्पॉर्टेंट. ग्रेट. So, a contract is as important as a helmet for a rider. It might not give you anything, but it will safeguard you when the time arrives. Agree on this? Yes.
Absolutely, ma'am.
Hmm. And now coming towards the next point, that what are the three mistakes a startup makes while not having a contract in place? क्या mistakes होती हैं startup can make? First thing first is, without contracts you can see the business can drown, and with contracts it you will have a safeguard. Definitely you will have a safeguard. This is the first mistake. If the person, uh, if the employer or startup owner does not have a contract in place, the entire business is on stake. The entire business, the entire peace of mind is on stake, I would say that. Like it I usually write in my LinkedIn that a contract, making a contract is like putting a main gate to your house, right? When you are making a new house, you are putting a good foundation of the house, you are yeah, you are putting very good material in your house. But what if you have everything in your house but you do not have a main gate in your house? उसका क्या फायदा होगा? You have so beautiful house, उसका गेट ही नहीं है. So safeguard. Gate means the safeguard, right? You have everything in your business, you have clientele, you have everything, but you do not have any contract in place, neither with employee nor with any client, right? Nor with your co-founder, nor with your partner. So what is the idea of having that business? What is the point of having that business? Safeguard is must. This is the first thing that a startup should have, that he must have a contract in place. Second, mistake number two, like what people do, what usually startups do, they download the templates from online, right? But you understand, online templates are not customized. They are the basic structure of the contract. बट उसमें आपको बहुत सारी चीज़ें अपने बिजनेस के अकॉर्डिंग भी तो डालनी होती हैं. अगर सबके सब लोग टेम्पलेट्स ऑनलाइन यूज करके सेफ गार्ड कर पाते तो वाई लॉयर्स आर देयर? उसमें आपको लगता है कुछ तो होता होगा कि जो लॉयर्स को ज़्यादा पता होता होगा रादर के गूगल के ऑनलाइन अवेलेबल टेम्पलेट्स से, राइट? सो कस्टमाइज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स आर लाइक, जैसे इसमें बताया भी हुआ है कि बहुत सारी चीज़ें लिखने का मतलब, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स में बहुत सारे क्लॉजेज हैं, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि आप सेफ गार्ड भी हो गए उससे, राइट? आपको अपने बिजनेस के हिसाब से कस्टमाइज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट चाहिए. अननेसेसरी आइटम्स को भी रिमूव करना है आपको और नेसेसरी आइटम्स को भी डालना है, दोनों चीजें होती हैं उसमें. गेटिंग द आइडिया? You need to remove
Yes, ma'am.
unnecessary points and you need to put down important clauses that could really safeguard your business. बहुत सारा लिखने का मतलब, देर आर 20 clauses and 14 pages of contract, it doesn't mean that you are safeguard. Like the in upper picture, the person is, the boy is wearing a large thing, he is covering his body, that is not that is for sure, yes, he is covering his body, but in the same way your contract will cover you, right? But it will not customized as per your business needs. Getting my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Going forward, mistake number three, that not signed or not registered contract. If you have a contract and you have not signed it, because I have seen that one client came to me and he asked that I just want to file a case of non-compete and non-solicit on my previous employee. So would you help me? I asked his employment contract for the same reason. And when he shared the contract, what happened that I have seen that employee's signature was there, but employer signature was not there. So the contract is not a contract actually. वो contract valid हुआ ही नहीं.
It becomes void.
It becomes void. Absolutely, it was a void contract. कि
Yes,
दोनों पार्टीज ने साइन ही नहीं किया है, आप नोटराइज नहीं कराओ, ठीक है, दैट इज वन थिंग. यू डू नॉट गेट इट रजिस्टर्ड, यू डू नॉट गेट इट फ्रैंक्ड, दैट इज वन थिंग, ठीक है, आप नहीं गए वहां पर, बट एट लीस्ट मिनिमम यू शुड साइन योर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट.
yes,
एंड इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ अ लॉयर, अगर कोई बड़ा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है, द स्टेक्स आर हायर, डेफिनेटली आई वुड रेकमेंड दैट इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ अ लॉयर you should sign the contract. Being a witness, lawyer will be a witness in that contract, right? But the stakes are higher, so you should do that. And
yes.
that contract was not signed, so this was the third mistake, that being contract in place, being everything written on there, but it was not signed by the parties. Shall we move further? Any questions?
Yes, ma'am, we can move further.
Okay. So it has equal importance for both the parties, and this is a safeguard in itself. So we are just going to end this now. That to sum up, any contract protects the rights and interests of both the parties. It is not for one party, as we have already seen in the case of this employee contract in the story. That if it would be signed by both the parties, the employee side would be safeguarded.
If you go through legal actions, so what a business person can do, keep spending his or her time and money on legal battle.
Good question, actually. Just a moment.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, Riaz, very good question actually. The same question has been asked in my previous event as well. What a what an employer can do means इसके लिए तो it will be like a burden, no? कि employees are going and they are not bothering and people are facing the challenge, right? तो इसके लिए at least you should have a contract first thing first, right? आप उन पे एक नोटिस डाल सकते हो. नोटिस इज दैट नॉट दैट एक्सपेंसिव एक्चुअली, ठीक है. अगर आप खुद से भी नोटिस अपनी कंपनी के बिहाफ पे भी डाल डाल दो, अगर तो भी उससे कुछ ना कुछ आपने उनसे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन कुछ नहीं कराया था until that time. Have you could signed any contract while
See,
sharing the appointment
see,
letter or anything?
see, see, we are all a small company. We are not into contract. What we believe in documentation, either through an email documentation or when they come, they take a two copies. One you sign, one the employee sign and keep it. Both the sign in the document, both of us sign, and keep one copy with the employee, one copy with the employer. So that is the plain black and white document. So why they approached us for a job, and after agreeing everything, taking the taking the accepting the offer and taking the appointment letter and not turning up. So why do they come, wasting everybody time? This is documented. See, we can't have a contract for a small all these small things for a legal contract.
I understand. I
So yeah.
understand your point. So you can do one thing. अगर आप if you can't do contract because just for the expenses and everything, you can do one thing in the appointment letter. You can attach an annexure, right? If you are going to misuse this thing, if you are going to misuse this in other way, right? So a legal action, proper legal action will be taken. So that is also that could also be served as a contract, if even if you do not have any contract in place. And an additional separate method can work the same reason.
I can't send one. I can't give my signature and you would sign whenever you want. I won't accept it. See, it's 2 months till I am not signed the agreement because of this. One is it is like a legal, as if we are borrowing some money, sending a legal 7-page contract, and we normally don't take those kind of service. If it is a normal letter, putting a terms and condition is okay. Putting a legal word, legal condition, so she is losing a customer actually.
I got your point. I got your point.
We are just hiring a person for
Hmm.
every employee, every employee, she's actually charging it over. As long as if you are not giving the amount, that is where the point comes. So where is the question of legal agreement there? In fact, she's supposed, I mean, the person who's supplying the manpower is supposed to be liable because they are promising 90 days replacement guarantee. So it's there. We have to be protected, not she has to be protected. She is just supplying manpower. And because of the, because you're talking about
बस, ऐसा भी नहीं है, ठीक है। उसमें आप देखिए कि उसमें क्या लीगैलिटीज हैं, एग्जैक्टली क्या है। आप अगर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट ड्राफ्ट नहीं करा रहे हैं तो एटलीस्ट गेट इट रिव्यूड। अगर सामने वाली पार्टी आपको दे रही है, ठीक है, एटलीस्ट गेट इट रिव्यूड बाय, और रिव्यू के बाद रिव्यू सिंपली हो जाता है, तो 1000 में हो जाता है, ठीक है। आप उसको रिव्यू कराओ, उसमें क्या लिखा हुआ है, एंड इफ यू कैन कंप्लाई विद इट देन यू कैन गो फॉरवर्ड। सिर्फ इतना कि यू जस्ट टेक योर स्टेप, राइट।
ठीक है, ठीक है।
At least read it once, see that what all it says in legal terms.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Ma'am, I have one question. Ma'am, like for entering a contract, like if a minor cannot enter a contract, if he enters by any chance, it will be considered as void. But ma'am, let's take an example of a college-going student, and let's assume that he's a minor. Now he wants to enter into a new venture, maybe a startup.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And no, what is bond really there or not there? Because a lot of companies still are using that. So is employment agreement bond, like employment bond, is it there or not there? But I know it's not there, but people still use that term,
It is
right? Bond
legal.
year or
Got it. Legally, there is no bond kind of thing. No one can bound someone for this thing. One more thing I would like to add here, like we in India we use non-compete, non-solicit clause, right? Non-solicit, and we put one clause that the person is not going to work in the same industry for 1 year, right? In India we use it, but if we talk about California, US laws, that is strictly illegal. Like if I am working like a business sales manager or something, like in a car company, so my experience is with the car company. No, I am going to join the car company itself, right? What else I would be doing? I can't join an immigration industry, or I can't join as an academician, right? And then in my next job. So some laws in India are like here, like in India they are applicable, but if we talk about other countries, they are not applicable. So in the same way, the bond is not in India, right? It's not legal. to leave your company, he will inform you well in advance. And apart from that, also you can use uh, some clauses. I will think over it that what all other things can be used. Such kind of
Okay, but
protections you can.
see,
My mind.
I'm just saying out of my typical experience is that I also tried increasing the notice period, but then the employable attitude is very bad. Like he doesn't want to work. Like it becomes very bad, and then
Understand.
ultimately, like we little fire him, right? It's like that. So, so I think, I don't know whether there is any proper protection against in these scenarios.
That is a part of negotiation. You should negotiate with the employee, right? Like you can say, if we are going to invest in you, so we would want something from you back, obviously. So what do you want us to do? Means you can straight away you can negotiate with them, no, on this part.
And how is and what is the benefit of having? So nowadays, I see that a lot of people are hiring people as consultants over employing. So is there any what are the benefits of hiring people as consultants?
Increase the what is the notice period to 6 months or something like that. See, notice period has to be bi-directional. If it is 1 month notice, employer also has to give 1 month notice, and the employee also has to
Not
give.
necessary, not.
Similarly, because that is what they expect, even the employee also expect. Why one-sided? It's like a tenant agreement. You can't have one-sided agreement. When I fire you, it is 1 month. When you want to leave, it's 6 months. The new generation won't agree. It has to be balanced one.
It is not necessary. No law says this thing, that it should be like equal. Actually, if the employee is going to leave, he doesn't have anything on stake, but you have. So जिसका
Yes,
stake ज़्यादा है, obviously he is going to protect his rights, no, not in the
true.
terms of bond if, but in the terms of notice period. कहीं तो protect करेगा ना employer अपना right. If employee is going to leave, उसके पास what he is putting on stake while leaving, उसको तो नया job मिल रहा है, he is going to enjoy the higher salary. And what about employer, that he has invested so much money, time, energy, and training period and everything. So it can be possible that you put 6 months clause, 6 month notice period, and on the other hand, person, I mean, 1 month from the employer side. It can possible. thing is we took the contact numbers of their families just to make sure they will stick to their terms and we put them in this some portal, NHR. I believe the portal was NHR. If someone complains anything on that platform, क्या होता है कि he get difficulty in getting the next job. Getting my point.
And hello,
Getting my point.
Yes, yes.
I think there's one more thing that I used to do. I don't know whether that is, so one more thing I used to do is that
able to do it. Big companies are still doing bond. Well, either there are huge bonds. So when it is MNC, people are obeying the law.
People, what do they do?
No,
They break the law.
see, big MNCs, they when they hire, especially the freshers from the college or campus recruitment and all, they have this bond. Definitely, they
Correct.
have bond.
They
Yes,
have.
that means there is bond practice is still in India, especially the so-called MNCs and big shots. But when it comes to small companies, yeah, I mean, it is legally it is not allowed and kind of thing. Why it is so?
It is not that they legally it is not allowed for the small companies. You can also have that. It is not that everything legal is there and you cannot have that in your contract. You can have one. To my point, what I understand from this bond thing, that we can get a clarity on the intention of the employee. This is the one major thing that we can get by keeping the bond in the first place, right? It is not that they are using the benefit, and being a small company you cannot use it. But in the same way, the bond in the same case, like we have discussed bond, it is also a deterrent. अब कोर्ट उनको पनिश नहीं कर सकता है इस चीज के लिए कि तो उसके लिए तो दे विल से ना कि इट इज आवर राइट टू से, हमारा जो राइट टू फ्रीडम है, राइट टू एक्सप्रेस आर थिंग्स, दैट इज गेटिंग इन्फ्रिंज्ड इन दिस केस. हम तो लिखेंगे जो भी लिखेंगे. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? So in that case, some clauses are not legally that binding, but they work as a deterrent. क्योंकि बहुत सारे एम्प्लॉइज को लॉज पता नहीं होते, इफ दे आर रीडिंग इट ना कि अच्छा ये भी नहीं करना है हमको, ये भी नहीं करना है, तो दे विल थिंक अच्छा नहीं करना है, दे विल नॉट डिग दैट डीप. तो इन दैट वे, like to a child we say no.
Yeah, having that.
Be there, right? And apart from that, whichever court you will mention in that agreement, that it will be binding by the laws of India or maybe the laws of US or Europe or any other country, the rules will be bound by that country. Yes. Am I clear in this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Actually, the person,
Ma'am, I think he is facing some network issues.
maybe. Any other question?
Hello.
Yes.
Whether serving a notice over social media like WhatsApp and all, is it legal?
Mm-hmm.
Whether law accepts it or email, of course, email is being accepted. Serving a notice over WhatsApp or Twitter and all.
And we can connect there as well. And just give me a moment. I'm putting my card. If it is in my laptop, just give me a moment. Let me just check that. I'm putting that in a while. Can you put some image in the chat box? I'm not able to do that. Because
I don't think so, ma'am. There's some option as such.
putting my